Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing my project panning updates. This video is going to include my Pan That Palette update, my pan over purchase update, and my OG project pan update. I will also be joining 2 new projects, so I'm going to include that in this video as well. It's just easier for me to keep track if it's all in one video, so that's why I like to do it that way. If you're new here, my name is Megan. I post every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I use a lot of what I have. I focus on reviews as well, that kind of situation. There's a pretty mixed bag over here. I will leave some videos linked in this for you if you want to go check out some more of my content. I'm a project panner, obviously, so if you like that, be sure to stick around. And yeah, if you guys like this video at any time while watching, just be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Okay, so normally I do project pan update and then pan that palette and then pan over purchase, but I'm gonna switch it up today. I want to do my pan that palette update first because I made some decisions, you guys. So I've had this palette since it launched in 2019, so over 3 years now. And I have been, as you can see, actively working on it. I have panned in every shade. I've panned completely 8 shades in here, so it's very loved, very cherished, that kind of situation. My next focus shade was the Aura Metallic, and I was gonna use that as a brow bone highlight, but it's really just a little bit too icy for my liking to use up that way. I also used the month of January to just rediscover this palette a little bit because these were all, the glitters were starting to expire. And I want to say September, I started noticing the formulation was not only going off, but causing a reaction. So I assumed the rest of the palette wasn't far behind, but I wasn't sure. I was in denial. And so anyways, I think that the shadows are just expiring, honestly. The sequin row, especially, the texture has changed a lot. They almost appear to be like wet and dewy. So I think that we could start potentially seeing mold soon, casually. They are expiring. You know, we're getting a lot of the mystery bumps. The formula is changing. So instead of, you know, continuing to put a product on my eye that some of the shades appear to be already expiring, some of them will probably soon be behind, I'm just going to focus on the newer stuff that I have that I know is good. So I am going to rotate this out as my Pan That palette. And you will probably see her officially retire from my collection soon. Man, bittersweet, bits of sweet. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do like just the OG project pan update. I kind of just wanted to get that one out of the way since I knew what was happening with that. So to start the year, I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I started with 10 items in these OG project pan. I will link my project pan intro for you guys in case you want to make sure you're getting caught up. I'm also starting a playlist. I do a playlist every year for my project panning videos, just in case you want to check them out. So the first product that we started with is the Tower 28 Gloss, and I will insert that up here. I have definitely made some progress on this since the last time you guys saw it. I don't have it with me because I keep it at my desk at work. It helps me go through it a little bit quicker just to reapply during the work day. So that's where she is at. I have made quite a bit of progress since I started using this, I think in November-ish. But yeah, that one is still not finished. It's still gonna stay. It's actually gonna dual as another product in a project pan as well. So just be forewarned, but that one, still working on it. The next product is the Kaja Gloss. This is what it looked like last time you guys saw it during my intro. I have since then finished it. I will insert a photo as well. Very exciting stuff. I really do love that gloss. I think it's a great product. I highly recommend it. In fact, I already have a replacement, which I don't think I'm going to open just yet. I want to finish another like 2 products probably before I open it. So that one is rotated out. Highly recommend. I already have a replacement. So good. The next product I finished is the Tarte Juicy Lip, the Maracuja Juicy Lips. I really like the formula of these. I think they're good. This is the second one that I have finished. This one in particular was in the shade Coconut, which is not my favorite tone on me. So I'm happy it's gone just because I didn't like the way the shade really looked on me. So it took me a while to use up. Happy it's gone. I would not repurchase that particular shade. It was just like too warm for my preferences. So I'm happy it's empty. Bye. The next product I have in my project pan is the Rose Ink Skin Tint, the serum, tinted serum, sorry. I really, really love this product. I think it is wonderful. I have the shade 40, which I think is just a little too light for me. So that's why I'm having to be more diligent about using it, just because it's expensive. I do enjoy it. It's just lighter than I like. So I kind of just try to use it once or twice a week and then I bronze my face up. But that's why I'm just being so much more mindful to use it up. It is a really great product. I have already finished one of these before, so I do like it. I do recommend it, and I probably would repurchase it. There's just a little markings of the progress we made from the last time you saw this. So nothing huge, but we're making steady progress. I'm usually my palest in like February, March area. So I'm thinking, you know, I'll get a little more use during those months because it'll probably be a little bit of a better shade match for me. This is also past its shelf life. So that's why I'm trying to be more mindful to use it as well. Just because I don't want it going off before I have the chance to really finish it up. So that's the progress there. I think we're just chugging right along. Speaking of foundation, the next product we have is the Huda Beauty Stick. This is also right around its expiration time of 1 year. Love this, enjoy this. It's like the perfect shade for me. I've actually been wearing this on a pretty regular basis. This past month, I did have a couple other foundations that I tried out, so I was doing that. But overall, this is like my go-to on a daily basis. I have this one marked on a piece of paper just so that we can actually see the progress. And this is where the foundation was at last time, and here's where it is now. So I am, you know, that's like a pretty big chunk in my opinion. I'm making progress. It's just that, like, you know, there's a lot there. This is like what we have left. I don't think I'll be able to finish this in February. I think it'll probably be more like a March empty or so. We'll see though. I've surprised myself before when it comes to timelines. It really just depends, you know, on whether I'm building it up that day, or did I do my makeup twice that day, or, you know, am I trying something else out so I didn't use this for a while kind of situation. It really just depends. Or did I just decide to not wear any makeup at all a few days? You know what I mean? So it really just depends. This could be a February empty, but I'm thinking probably more of a March time frame for both of these, if I'm being completely honest with myself. The next product I have is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. There is the progress I've made on it. Pretty meh progress. I am going to rotate this out, and I'm going to do so because I enjoyed this for a time, but I'm not enjoying it anymore for a few reasons, okay? I cannot stand the pump I didn't realize how much that was a deal breaker for me until I started using this every day, and then I was about to pull my hair out, 1. 2, I think the product has just expired. If you recall, I rotated this into my project because I had realized it only had a 6-month shelf life, which most concealers have a 12-month. So I didn't even realize that this had a shorter time clock on it. So that's why I rotated it in, and I just think it's gone bad. The reason being, it hasn't adapted a smell or anything, but the formula itself has changed a lot under my eyes. It's very, I don't want to, liquidy is not the term. It's almost like goopy, more goopy under my eyes. It creases really bad. It is just not working the same way that it was. So I just think that it has expired, which I was like, man, when did I even get this? And the amount of time I spent in my archives on Instagram to figure it out, let me tell you, because I got this in a wish list swap from Becca. So, and that's why I'm literally writing when stuff comes into my collection now, just because it'll probably be more helpful. But it is 8 months old, so it's 2 months past the shelf life. So the fact that the formula is changing isn't really surprising me. So for that reason, I'm not going to continue to use it. The under eyes are a really sensitive area on the skin, so I'm going to just rotate it out, and you can expect to see it at a declutter near you. Next up, we have the Milani Bright Side Illuminating Primer. This is such a favorite. We're just coming up on the shelf life once again, so I want to get some use out of it. So this is, I marked where it was last time, and I marked where I think it is this time. I definitely think there's less than that in there because we have a little bit of air going on, but I don't, oh, I should have maybe, okay. I was like earlier trying to do this, but I didn't want to accidentally like pop anything out. Oh yeah, we are way down. Okay, so right there. Okay, so the middle line is false. Fake news, you guys. So we are down to here. So really, I have made a pretty substantial jump in this. I mean, I have been using it really regularly. I definitely think this has potential to be a February empty. I won't repurchase it right off the bat, just because I have some others I need to work through. My primer collection kind of exploded toward the end of the year, but it is one that I will repurchase in the future. It is so, so good. But yeah, so making really, really great progress on that. Next up is the MAC Glow Play Blush in the shade So Natural. I have only used this a handful of times over the past month, so I'll insert the photo, but I don't really know if there's gonna be like super noticeable or a substantial change to this. I didn't like rotate it in to be like, oh, like I want to finish this, trying to finish it now. I more so rotated in because it's something that I think I could pretty organically finish over the course of 2023, and it's one of my favorites, so I really just like it. I don't know. I think it's something that I could definitely have empty by the summer probably, but it's not something that I'm like actively like, oh, I'm gonna use this every single day to finish it up. I'm kind of just using it at my leisure, that kind of thing. I also have the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour in my project pan. I have also decided to roll this out. I'm a firm believer that if you're on the fence about a product, or if you can't decide if you love it or if you hate it, put it in a project pan. You're gonna find out real fucking quick how you feel about that product. And that's what kind of happened to me with this. I put it in the project pan just because it was getting on the older side, but I also felt like it was pulling more yellowy orange on me than it had in the past when I initially got it. And maybe it's just my preferences changing, I don't know, but I really just didn't like that kind of tone on myself personally. So I am gonna rotate it out. I'm not gonna, I know some people, it's so interesting to hear people's view. I have an itch. To hear people's different views on project panning and like what it is and what it means and what people do. It is so funny because I've seen people say like, I don't project pan because why would I use products that I hate? Like, why would I make myself use products that I hate? And I'm like, who the fuck is doing that? Like, that's not a part of project panning. Like, I firmly believe if you don't like it, just rotate it out. So yeah, I'm not liking this. It's not a fave or a top one for me anymore. So I actually stopped. I rotated this out after like the first week and a half, and I have not touched it since. So probably see this in an upcoming declutter as well. But yeah, so rotating that out. I also had the Westman Atelier sample card in, which this is something new that I am doing in my project pan. I want to rotate in the goal is to rotate in a new sample card every single update. Just because I kind of have, where are they back there? I kind of have a lot of them. So I want to be mindful to use them up because sample cards do go bad as well. So I want to be mindful of that. And I was able to completely use this one up. Came with a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. And this was a good sample card. I got like 8 uses out of all of these. Like I really was able to try the product, decide how I felt about the product, and now a few of these are on my wish list because I was like, wow, I love this. Like I miss using it. So yeah, really enjoyed this sample card. I popped a couple of the blushes on my wish list and one of the highlights on my wish list as well. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. So in terms of rotating products in, I'm only going to rotate 2 things in. And I know that seems like, oh, well, there's not that much in there. Well, there doesn't have to be. You don't have to have a ton of items in your project pan, you guys. Like, you make the rules. You do what you want. The first product I want to rotate in is from Decca Scarlet. It is their Dual Drama Liquid Liner. These are multi-chromes, really just gorgeous. I've actually started using this already in January just because I was eyeing the one from Kaleidos so hard. And I was like, Megan, you have 4 of these that you already don't even use. So I decided I want to rotate it in, and the goal will be to use it 5 times, this shade. And then I think I'm going to rotate in another shade, and we'll keep doing the usage goals that way. And the reason I also wanted to do it is because like these technically expired last year, but like I've been using them and they seem to be doing okay and I like them. So I'm going to just start being more mindful of using them essentially. And then I did want to rotate in, I'm going to rotate in a couple sample cards. So I'm going to be rotating in the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I have 2 of these and I started using one today. I'm actually wearing the shade 4 Fawn on my face today. I think that this shade would be really beautiful for me in the summer, but it's obviously too dark for me right now. But I'm going to try the shade Porcelain and see if that works better for my skin tone. I just took a phone call. I have no clue where that cut me off. But yeah, I'm going to rotate in 2 of these, the Tom Ford foundations. I am hoping this lighter one will be a little better of a match for me right now. I'm also going to rotate in another sample card. This one is from Hourglass. It is their, what's it called? Vanish Concealer. There we go. I normally wear the shade Silk, which comes in this packet as well. So I am going to use up Silk, and then I'm going to try out this shade here up top, which is Cream. See if that one will work for me, especially since I'm a little lighter in the winter. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Rotate this in for 5, and then I'm wanting to finish 3 sample cards. So I know that's more than one that we did last time, but I'm really kind of just getting bored with my current concealer because I'm just using the same one. It's the only one I really have in this shade. I'm trying to avoid opening my other Hourglass one, so I'm just trying to get myself a little bit of variety with the sample card before I do that, and hopefully it'll help lower my cravings. Okay, so the next update that I want to do is a new project. I talked about this in a Get Ready With Me or something, but I wanted to officially include it here. It's called Project Half Panned. It's started by Rosie over on IG. I will link the details below if you want to go check it out. Essentially, the idea is to pick a palette. I'm just going to grab a random one. And the goal is to hit pan in half the shades in whatever palette that is. And I really like that just because I feel like it's a little more obtainable than hitting pan in every shade. Plus, you know, you have a little bit variety, a little more variety like within the palette, and you only have to hit half. I like it. I almost joined it last year, but then I didn't. So this year, since I'm rotating my Pan That palette out, I think I'm going to just do Project Half Panned instead. And the palette that I selected was the Pumpkin Spice palette from Too Faced. I chose this one for a few reasons. The first and foremost being I love this palette. I think it's the best palette color story wise that Too Faced has done, and I really just enjoy the formula in general. Secondly, I do already have 2 pans in it, so that means I only have to hit, you know, 7 more, which makes that goal even, you know, just that more doable, obtainable, whatever you want to call it. Plus, I have 3 pretty good dips. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but Whipped Dream has a pretty good dip going on. This shade over here, Cocoa Drizzle, has a nice little dip. And then this shade here, which is Love You a Latte, also has a nice dip in it. So, I mean, we have progress in this. Plus, this is like one of the oldest palettes left in my collection. And it's one I feel like I always want to use, but I don't like reach for. So I feel like putting it in a project is going to give me the permission to just use it, which I really like. So yeah, this is kind of what I've been working on. I've been focusing on the Whipped Dream shade just as a setting shade. That pan will come soon, probably not. These pans are so stinking deep. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to document, you know, I'm starting the project with 2 pans, and then, you know, we're gonna expand from there. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I just think it's fun, it's fresh, it's like less pressure kind of a situation. And yeah, I'm excited for this to just, you know, look more loved by the end of the year. So something I'm really, really pumped to be joining. The other project update I wanted to give you guys was my Did You Pan My Battleship update. This project was started by formerly Kooky Pans. Her handle has since changed. I will pop it down in the description if you want to check it out. I would just, you know, search the hashtag Did You Pan My Battleship on IG, and you'll be able to find posts with the project, the outlay, all of that. I am doing this project with my friend Hannah over on Instagram, and essentially you're playing Battleship with a palette. We chose to do the same palette, and we're doing the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. What I like about it too is we both are using this palette, but our palettes are rearranged and they're different. So it's like we have the same palette, but it's also kind of like we have a different palette. Right now, I'm not winning. So Hannah, since we started, she has hit 2 pans. One is a hit and one is a miss. I, as you can see, have not hit any pans, but I am starting to get some really good use in this. And I do think that we will see the pan in that brown shade probably pretty soon. But I haven't hit anything in this first update, which, I mean, that's okay. I've been using it, you know. These pans are pretty deep, but Yeah, I think that one will be the closest. I am starting to get a pretty nice dip in this shade over here. I've used it as an inner corner highlight. And then I did have, you know, a nice kind of dip forming in this green shade. I've really just been trying to implement more of the blues and stuff that's a little bit different that I don't typically do. This project is probably going to at least take a year, maybe over a year. It's just a rolling project. So it depends, like whoever wins first, that's when it's done. So this is one that can definitely take some time, and I feel like it will, especially since we chose an ND palette, and our pans are typically pretty time consuming, which is fine because they're really expensive. So you know what I mean? But I just wanted to update you guys on that. I have not hit any pans in this, but I am hopeful that I will have 1 or 2 pans by the next update. And hopefully one of them is a hit, but you know, you can't win them all. So we'll see. The next project that I wanted to talk about, I'm going to be joining, is started by my friend Anastasia over on IG. It's called the Ultimate 5 Lip Project. I'll insert her slides here that she has done. Essentially, it's picking 5 lipsticks of that meet the prompts and working on them for 6 months to meet whatever goal you are setting with the particular lip products that you chose. So the first prompt is your favorite lip product. At the moment, I've really been loving the NARS tinted lip balm in the shade Unrestricted. I've really just been feeling more of a pinky lip on me, and I love the shade. I love the comfortability. I love the way it wears. Lots of things. So it's another one of those things where it's like, I just kind of want to give myself permission to just use the shit out of this. So that is the first one I'm rotating in. This is how much I have left of it. So a good amount, but like in 6 months, I think that maybe I could finish this. I'm not going to set any like goals per se. She said that you could set goals. I'm just going to rotate these in to get more use, and hopefully we're able to finish 1 or 2 by the end of the project. The next prompt is the oldest lipstick in your collection. Mine is the Huda Beauty Sweet Cheeks. I love this formula. It's a cream formula. I've obviously used it, you know, quite a bit. I actually had it on earlier today and then I switched it. But I really, really love this one. But like I said, it is the oldest in my collection, which was kind of crazy at first, but really like I decluttered a lot of my lip products in 2022 and I used up a lot of my lip products. So my collection is pretty fresh right now, which I like. But this one is the oldest, so I just want to make sure that I'm getting use out of it. It's a product that I really, really love. So I'm bringing this to the forefront to work on. The next product is, or the prompt is, a product that's not as good as you thought. And the one I wanted to use for this is the same product that's in my project pan, which is the Tower 28 Gloss. I'll insert a photo of where it's starting. It's at my desk. But like this, I just expected this product to be so much more than what it is. And like, I really don't like it or enjoy it. It's pretty meh. I'm just using it up as something that's easy to use up at my desk at work. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this will be gone in 2 months. The next prompt is a bad formula, or a formula that seems like outdated, which like I don't have one of those because again, like all of my items are pretty like on the newer side. Like everything is within 2 years. Everything I've has come into my collection within about 2 years. So it's all pretty fresh. So instead of doing, you know, an outdated formula, I just picked a product that I want to actively work on, which is the ColourPop Plumping Gloss, the So Juicy ones. in the shade Small Talk. I'm really loving the shade Pink on myself lately, so I want to take that in stride and use this product. I don't know what the shelf life is on this, but I know I had one expire before in my collection. So I want to make sure, I have 2 of these. I just want to make sure I'm using them before they expire because I really love them. I think they're so good. So I'm just going to move to the front, be more mindful to use it. And then the next prompt is a special occasion lipstick. And at first this was kind of hard to think about, but then I was like, oh, well, there is that one product that I like never really actively reach for because I'm like, oh, it's so nice. It's so pretty. Like I want to save it for like when I'm doing something, you know, not just around the house, even though I'm trying to change that mind frame this year, all things in general. But it is the Dior Stellar Gloss in the shade 629. So beautiful. I love this packaging. The product itself is like so sparkly on the lips. You're not going to be able to really tell there. It almost looks metallic, but it is so beautiful on the lips. I just really love the sparkle, you know, that it gives. So I was like, I'm going to rotate this in because I could see this being something that goes bad because I don't reach for it because, you know, I'm like, oh, well, I'm saving it for when we go out or when we go to dinner or whatever. But like, I just want to use it now. You know what I mean? So I'm going to rotate that in. And that is it. It just has 5 prompts, which I kind of like, really like short, to the point. Like I said, I don't specifically have goals for these other than to just get a lot more use out of them. Would I like to finish them all? Yeah. But I'm not going to put like that pressure on myself. So we'll just kind of see as we go. I will make a little mark on the back of this one just so we can kind of keep track of the progress, because I just always think that is fun. But yeah, that is another new project that I'm doing. I really enjoy. Yeah. Okay. And then the last project update, because now that we're up to like, well, we have one project go out, but then we brought 2 more in. So there's kind of a lot going on here. I feel like it'll be more organized next time. It's just a little bit of a mess this time because I keep getting interrupted. Da-na-na-na. But that's life. So the last update is for ban over purchase. This is the project that my friend Steph and I created going into 2022. I will insert the slides. You can participate over here on YouTube or on IG if you would like. Essentially, it is a very low buy. We're working on curating our collection using what we have. You can earn purchases by emptying your items and hitting pans in your products. So yeah, I will insert those. I do have other specific goals that are curated to my collection. I'll link my intro video down below. It has a lot more detailed information, but I don't want to go through that every time and like you guys will get sick of hearing it. So to start, I will insert slides of the products that I have emptied or hit pan on. I did hit 2 pans in January, which was pretty exciting. No eyeshadow pans, but I know they're coming. I have dips going, you guys. I think that, you know, last year was a little bit of a slow year eyeshadow pan wise, but I was curating my collection. But I think this year we're going to pop off with some more pans. So no eyeshadow pans, but I did hit pan in a bronzer, which was really, really exciting. And then I also hit pan in a primer, which was also very exciting. So I had 2 pans. The other big part is I had 6 empties, which is so exciting. I'm still riding the empties train. Last year I had so many empties. It was literally crazy. And we're starting off on a good pace of empties, which I love. I already have 3 lippy empties, which is like, So I thought about buying another one. because that's a part of my thing is, you know, 2 out, 1 in. So I could, because you can buy replacements, but I don't want to replace every item that I empty with another one. So I'm doing a lot of 2 out, 1 in kind of situation. So yeah, so I might end up picking up a new lippy, but I'm trying to be really mindful of all the ones I still have, and I'm trying to pan and I still love. So I don't know. But yeah, so those are really exciting. I also finally emptied a bunch of mascaras that were just right there that I had been working on for like, I think some of those I'd had open for 4 or 5 months. I usually try to only keep 2 mascaras open at a time. That way I can finish them typically within the 3-month mark. But I had like 3 of them open, so it was taking a little bit more time. So I was really happy though to go ahead and just work those out of my collection. And I'm starting pretty fresh right now. Like I have 2 mini mascaras open and then a full size that's brown. So I'm feeling good about that. Which brings my total point tally to 8 in January, which I think is starting off, you know, pretty hot. So I have a total of 8 points, which does not earn me a purchase. I have to reach 25 points to earn a purchase, and I have not earned one yet. We did not start this year with any kind of freebies, so I have to wait till I hit 25 to make any kind of purchases. I guess I can mention it here. I did pick up at the end of December. I had 1 purchase left and they did not roll over. So I picked up the Tom Ford quad in the shade Nude Dip. I have a 3 looks 1 palette coming with that in February, and I'll include it in my speed reviews as well. But bottom line, it just wasn't working for me, and I'll talk about that in more depth in February as to what I was not feeling about it. So because it's a $90 palette, I did return it. Like, I'm not gonna hang on to that just for funsies. You know, like, I love my Body Heat quad from Tom Ford, but that one did not slap the same. So I did return it, and in return, I got to Steph and I was like, well, I am gonna treat it like an exchange that saved me money, really, because the Tom Ford quad is $90. The palette that I bought is $69, I think, and then I had a $10 cashback coupon, so I got it for $59. So really, I got $30 back, but I got a different product. So what I got is the Natasha Denona pastel palette. Been eyeing it, and I was like, you know what? I didn't get it in December because I was like, I don't want to bring that much more shadow in, but I really just wasn't happy with the quad. And I was like, if I learned anything in 2022 is like, I'm not holding on to makeup that I don't like. I'm not doing it. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to send it back. I'm going to get something that I want. So that is what I did. And I picked this up. I have not used it as I'm filming this, but it looks absolutely stunning. So much prettier in person. I did see this one in store and I almost bought it on the spot last year, but I held off. But yeah, I'm going to start playing with this soon because I just think that it is so pretty. And while it is on the brighter side, I think that I'm really going to be able to, you know, get some really wearable looks out of this. I'm already thinking like the purple tones here, the pink tones, the green tones. Like, I just think it's going to be pretty versatile palette, to be honest with you. But yeah, so I did make that exchange. I didn't have to spend any new money on it, not a purchase, but I just wanted to be transparent about it, so you're not like, how the fuck? Which I talk about how I get all my makeup that comes in during my monthly hauls, so you'll see it there as well. But yeah, long-winded. That is the end of my project panning update video for all the progress that I made in January of 2023. Sorry if it was a little bit all over. Like I said, we just had a lot going out, coming in. I got interrupted a few times. So I'm a little discombobulated, okay? I'll try to pull my shit together for the next one. No promises, but I'm gonna try. And yeah, if you guys made it until the end, thank you all so much for watching. You truly have no idea how much it means to me. I appreciate you. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.